Okay, hey everybody, it's Heather and Stephanie again doing our second video. Say hi, Heather.
Hi.
And I'll say hi if I can get myself on the camera. Hi. And we had a lot of fun last month doing our couple videos on removing packaging. And so today we're going to take turns going over items that can't go in a shoebox. And Heather is especially good at this because she was a team lead at the Atlanta Processing Center for 3 years. So tell us what that is.
So a team lead is, if you've ever volunteered at the processing center, the team lead is the person that kind of guides you when inspecting the boxes, and if you have any questions on what can go or cannot go, we kind of help you decide and figure out if it's going to hurt the shoebox, hurt the child, and that would be a no.
Cool. So you should be pretty up to date on inappropriate. So you go first and you grab something off of our pile and explain what it is and why it can or can't go.
So the first one is hand sanitizer. I guess for two reasons. One, it's technically considered a medicine because it has active ingredients, but also a liquid. And the reason liquids can't go is if this were to bust or squeeze out, it would squeeze out over everything in your shoebox and damage everything in that you sent.
Okay, cool. So that's a no. It can't go. All right, and I'm going to pick out this lovely item here. This would be considered used. A lot of people, want to donate like gently used things, and sometimes, if you can get a stuffed Beanie Baby or something and it's been just sitting and it's all clean looking, but this little guy is kind of ratty. So we see a lot of these in the boxes of can't go items at the processing center. So don't send yucky looking used little guys. Okay.
I will grab, so this is something I see a lot, and a lot of times these go together, but this is paints in like a little sun catcher, so it's a cute craft idea, but again, liquid, if it were to spill or bust open, it would get over everything in your box and damage all of your items.
Cool. Okay. I'm going to grab the dollar, because believe it or not, we see a lot of money that's loose, and I'm not talking about the shipping money, but money. And a lot of times it gets missed. And so I know people are excited to share with the kids, but this can't go, especially because it could be considered dangerous to the child. But Heather, what else of money do we have there?
We also have a penny. And as Stephanie was saying, the dollars are missed, especially the coins are missed. I remember my last year at the processing center, there were probably hundreds of boxes that came through that had coins just mixed in the bottom, and we were missing some of them. So it seems innocent enough. Why not send a child a penny from our country, let them see what it looks like. But even though it's 1 cent, it really isn't a lot. It can get the child hurt or killed if
somebody's trying to take it from them, because it's something valuable to them. So, all right, I'm going to go with the easy one for this year. We've talked about this a million times. No toothpaste this year. It has an expiration date, and so it's causing trouble with customs. So I know it's a bummer, but no toothpaste this year.
On Stephanie's note of no toothpaste this year, no candy this year. So yes, we all love for the kids to have candy, but it has an expiration date. It's considered food. It gets held up in customs. So no candy, no gum, has to stay behind.
Yeah, and with the toothpaste too, a lot of people have been asking me no tooth powder either. Can't. It's the same kind of a deal. And then I'm going to follow up on her candy with food. We see a lot of food. What's the weirdest food you've seen?
Not sure. People love to send Cheez-Its and Goldfish and crackers.
Stuff that gets squished anyway, because this little granola bar has been in my don't send box for a while, and it's pretty squished up right now. But no food for same reason as no candy, no food products. And I think the weirdest thing I saw was spaghetti and meatballs. And mashed potatoes in a box. Strange. I know. Yeah, do all those together.
I'm going to grab all of these together, but these are liquid, so shampoo and body wash. You can send the bar soap, but the liquid soap you can't, because again, if it spills out, it's going to damage everything in the box.
Okay, and I'll do these two together. Cough drops and vitamins. We talked about it before, but it's considered medicine because of the ingredients, and so we're not allowed to send any of that along to the kids. Next,
I'm going to grab these army men right here. So anything war related cannot go. A lot of the countries are in conflict, and we just don't want to really, I guess, promote that. Really, so just avoid war items.
Right. So then along those lines, this would be definitely considered war related. It's a squirt gun, but it has the camo look, and it's considered more real looking. You're able to send a squirt gun, but it has to be not real looking. So this one would be definitely a no-go.
To continue on
Our war
camo
theme.
and war theme, it's a t-shirt even though it has dinosaurs on it. If a child were to wear this, it can make them look like a soldier, leading them to potentially get injured or killed. So no camo clothing or t-shirts, shorts, bandanas.
Right, and we'll talk more about camo in the next video, which is more about things that can go. This is along the same lines. Love the Matchbox cars, but this is an actual tank-looking Matchbox car. So let's pass on that and pick something different.
I am going to go with a mirror. So if it's a plastic mirror, it can go. And we'll talk about that probably more in our next video, but this is glass. So if it were to break and a child reaches in to grab out all of their goodies, they could cut their hand. So anything breakable can't go. So this mirror, unfortunately, cannot go.
On to liquid some more. Nail polish. I think we talked about this before we started, but we probably see more, I would say more of this than almost any inappropriate nail polish. And sometimes we'll open a box and it'll have 10 of them in there, all these different colors. But it's liquid, same thing that Heather mentioned before. If it breaks and spills all over the place, then you've ruined the whole contents of the box, and you could have glass because that bottle is glass. So
I will go with the finger paint, especially if people like to do an art kind of theme box with colored pencils, paper, all of that. But this, again, if it spills out, it is liquid. It can damage all the other items in your box. So no paints.
no paints. And then along those lines, even though they're really cool and they have Spider-Man on them, no bubbles. Same thing, liquid. Kids really love them, but they can really damage the whole box. So no bubbles, no liquids. We're coming down to the end.
I'll put both of these together. So this is a box of matches. I have seen them go through the processing center so that they're flammable. Same thing with sparklers. I have seen these in. Unfortunately, they cannot go. Again, they're flammable.
And they don't need to be playing with them. So anyway, there's our big pile of no, it can't go. And then you can stay tuned for our next video. Yes, but Heather has one more thing to say.
So some of you might not know this. If you volunteer at the processing center, you probably have. But so all of these items that are taken out, they don't just get thrown away. So they go in something called an inappropriate bucket. And then they actually go to a little location in the processing center, get sorted out between like foods, toys, hygiene items, and then they're donated to different places in the area. So different churches or other ministries can kind of come in and get this stuff. So none of this goes to waste. It does go to other ministries. It just won't go to the kids and that you send the shoe boxes to. And also I have seen a lot of boxes that have been damaged by liquid. And so what happens is there's something called the Shoebox Hospital. And so it can be taken there, and the people working in that area can kind of try and dry out items. They can try and kind of clean them up. So that way they can go back in a clean box and be sent on to
I actually got to do that, not last year, but the year before. I spent the afternoon there, and we had a whole 4 cartons, I think that came through that had gotten wet in the rain somehow in transit. And so we were, going through and salvaging what we could and then putting them in new boxes. So they do the best they can at the processing centers to get everything you've picked out to where it's going. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next video on what you can send that most people might not know.